Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Everyday English Hub. I'm Leo, and as always, I'm joined by Mia.
Hi, everyone. We're thrilled to have you back with us today.
Mia, I've been reading the comments, and many listeners say they understand English but struggle to speak it.
Yes, that's quite common. Speaking can be challenging, especially if you're not used to it or if you worry too much.
Exactly. Sometimes you grasp the words, but when it's your turn to talk, you find yourself stuck.
That's right. Many learners experience that. They know what they want to say, but can't seem to express it.
So today, we'll address this question. Do you need to fully understand English to speak it?
The great news is, you don't need to know every word. We'll help you focus on conveying your message rather than fixating on minor details.
That's spot on. Speaking is about sharing ideas, not achieving perfection.
So stick with us, and we'll equip you with the confidence to speak English freely.
You know, Mia, I've been pondering, what matters more when speaking English? Smoothness or getting every word right?
That's a question many learners grapple with.
Absolutely. I see it frequently in the comments. People really want to express themselves but fear making mistakes.
I understand. However, the ability to communicate is far more important than perfect grammar.
Right, even native speakers make small errors now and then, don't they?
They certainly do. Research by Dr. Paul Nation from Victoria University of Wellington suggests that over-focusing on grammar can actually hinder your ability to speak.
That's fascinating. So, if you're constantly trying to get every word right, it might make speaking even harder?
Yes. Dr. Nation's findings indicate that fluency comes from regular practice rather than stopping to correct every mistake.
That makes a lot of sense. The more you engage in conversation, the more comfortable you become, right?
Exactly. Additionally, a study from Cambridge University Press found that learners who prioritize speaking often gain confidence faster.
So, to everyone listening, don't stress about achieving perfection, just focus on sharing your thoughts.
Right. And remember, even if you don't know every word, you can still communicate effectively using gestures and tone.
Yes, it's not about perfection, it's about being understood. You know, Mia, I've noticed that people often get bogged down trying to understand every single word in a conversation.
That's so true. Leo, the reality is, you don't need to grasp every detail to keep the conversation flowing.
Exactly. Focusing on the key message is what truly matters.
Yes. If you get too caught up in the details, you might miss the bigger picture. I've come across studies from the British Council suggesting that learners who focus on the main ideas tend to speak more confidently.
That makes total sense. When I'm talking, I just aim to get my point across, even if I don't use perfect words.
And that approach helps build confidence over time.
Another helpful method is learning through context.
Absolutely. Even if you don't catch every word, context can help you decipher the meaning. For instance, pay attention to gestures, tone, and body language to grasp the message.
I do that all the time. It's amazing how much you can understand by observing someone's movements or tone.
And this is a skill you can practice. For example, if someone's voice rises, they might be asking a question. Or if they use a lot of hand gestures, they're likely emphasizing something important.
So even if you miss some words, you can still engage and understand the main ideas.
Yes. Over time, this will enhance both your speaking and listening skills.
All right, Mia, let's share 5 useful words from our discussion today.
Sure. That sounds great.
The first word is fluency. Fluency means speaking smoothly with minimal pauses. For example, he spoke English with fluency.
The second word is confidence. Confidence means feeling sure of yourself. For instance, she spoke with confidence in the meeting.
The third word is gesture. A gesture is a movement of your hands or body that aids communication. For example, he made a gesture to indicate he was finished.
The fourth word is tone. Tone refers to the quality of your voice when speaking. For instance, her tone was friendly when she greeted me.
And the fifth word is context. Context is the situation or background that helps you understand meaning. For example, the context of the conversation helped me grasp the new word. Now, Mia, do you believe understanding context is more important than knowing every single word?
Absolutely. Understanding the situation provides enough information to follow the conversation, even without knowing all the words.
That makes perfect sense. What about gestures? How much do they contribute to communication?
Gestures are incredibly helpful. They enhance the meaning of your words and help the listener grasp your message.
I agree. So, to our listeners, how do you use gestures and context in your conversations? We'd love to hear from you.
And remember, don't fear making mistakes. Practice is what makes you better.
Now, let's discuss something essential: how to listen better during conversations.
Yes. This is called active listening. Active listening means truly focusing on understanding the message behind the words, not just waiting for your turn to speak. You don't have to understand every word, just concentrate on the main idea.
That's an excellent point. Mia, here's a tip for our listeners. When you listen, try to identify key words or phrases. For example, if someone shares about their weekend, focus on the activities, like went hiking or watched a movie. You don't need to understand every detail, just grasp the main event. And if something isn't clear, don't hesitate to ask questions like, "What do you mean by that?" Or, "Can you explain that again?" Asking questions shows that you're engaged and helps clarify your understanding.
Exactly. Leo. Research from the University of Michigan found that when people ask questions for clarification, they not only remember more but also feel more connected to the person they're speaking with. So, asking questions is an excellent way to build understanding and keep the conversation flowing.
Now, let's address another challenge many learners face: the fear of making mistakes when speaking.
Yes, that's such a prevalent fear. Many learners believe they must speak perfectly. But the truth is, making mistakes is a natural part of learning any language. If you're not making mistakes, you might not be pushing yourself enough.
That's so true. Mia, if you're waiting for the perfect sentence, you may never start speaking. The more you practice, even with mistakes, the quicker you will improve.
Research from Stanford University shows that learners who accept their mistakes and keep speaking progress faster than those who obsess over avoiding errors.
That's a fantastic point. So, don't shy away from making mistakes. The key is to communicate your ideas. Speaking of communication, Mia, some learners feel they need to use complex words to sound intelligent.
Yes, but actually, using simple, clear language is often more effective. Simple language ensures that more people can understand you. It's not about using the fanciest words, it's about clarity. A study by the British Council found that using straightforward language leads to smoother conversations and fewer misunderstandings.
Exactly. Mia, I always advise people to keep it simple and direct. The clearer you are, the easier it is for others to comprehend your message.
And finally, I want to remind everyone that learning a language, especially improving your English, takes time.
Yes, you won't grasp everything right away. And that's perfectly okay. With consistent practice, you'll see improvement bit by bit.
Research from Cambridge University Press indicates that regular practice leads to significant progress over time. So be patient with yourself. Your English will improve, and you'll start noticing the difference as you continue practicing.
Alright, Mia, let's share 5 useful words from our conversation today.
Sure. The first word is active listening. Active listening means focusing intently on what someone is saying, not just passively hearing the words. For example, she practiced active listening during the meeting.
The second word is mistake. A mistake is an error or something done incorrectly. For example, it's okay to make mistakes when learning English.
The third word is clear. Clear means easy to understand. For instance, it's important to speak clearly so others can comprehend you.
The fourth word is communicate. Communicate means to share information or ideas. For example, we use words to communicate our thoughts.
And the last word is patience. Patience means staying calm while waiting or learning something new. For example, learning a language requires patience.
Now, Mia, do you think active listening is a skill everyone can improve with practice?
Yes, absolutely. The more you practice, the better you become at it.
And what about making mistakes? Should people focus less on avoiding them?
Definitely. Mistakes are part of the learning process. And it's perfectly fine to make them while enhancing your skills.
What do you think, listeners? Do you find it challenging to practice active listening? Or are you worried about making mistakes when you speak?
Share your thoughts in the comments below.
Today, we explored whether you need to fully understand English when speaking.
The answer is no. It's more important to focus on sharing your ideas, even if you don't know every word. Remember, communication is about confidence. And it's perfectly okay if you don't know every word or make mistakes.
That wraps up today's episode. We hope you enjoyed learning with us.
You can find more resources in the description or comments section.
If you have any questions or thoughts about today's episode, please leave a comment below. We'd love to hear from you.
Thank you for joining us today. We'll see you in the next episode.
Goodbye for now.